Hi guys, Katera here. I'm here with another video for you guys today. As I said on my Instagram, I'm going to be talking about why we cannot rely on human beings. So grab a cup of coffee or tea, sit with me. I have my tea here. It's a lemon ginger tea because I have a bit of a cold, so you might hear that in my voice today. But I hope you don't mind it. So let's begin talking about why we cannot rely on human beings. Well, what do you think? I'm sure many of you have had negative experiences with other people in which you have realized that you have to be careful who to trust, who to rely on, who to tell your secrets to, and so on. Almost all of us have had at least one experience like that with someone. Well, when you come to be my age, somebody like, me at my age, you realize that you can't really ever rely on human beings. No matter how much you may love them, or they may be close to you, or you may have developed a trust bond with them, or whatever it may be, you cannot fully rely on a human being. And let me tell you why. So, human beings by nature are faulty. What does that mean? It means that by nature, we human beings are imperfect, right? We have good days and bad days. We have moments where something triggers us, and we could be the nicest, kindest person, but all of a sudden you say the wrong thing and it just lights up a match in us. We get angry, hurt, so many mixed emotions and negative emotions rise up in us because we get triggered. We have lots of limitations based on our belief system. There might be something that I'm not comfortable with because of my belief system, even though there's nothing wrong with that. So because I have this belief system, I have a limited way of seeing the world. And therefore, if you, for example, need my support in something that my belief system doesn't agree with, I can't really help you. And so you might find me a very, useful person to you, a close person to you, but in your moment of need with something that you are needing support in, I'm not able to support you because of my belief system. So what I mean is, as human beings, we have these barriers that keep us from being 100% reliable. And by nature, we are faulty. We are imperfect. So we can have the best intentions for somebody, but there are moments where we cannot be useful to them, where we get triggered and we cannot be positive. We cannot offer positivity to them. We can have our days where we are moody and we just go down in the dumps. An incident might happen and all of a sudden we have some people have a bad year. Some people actually have a long time where they are just not able to offer anything positive to anyone. And so you have to be very careful when you think about this of who to rely on and what to rely on. You have to always keep in your mind that there is no human being that is perfect out there that you can rely on 100% of the time and in the way you need. So it's very important from the get-go to not rely on human beings. That's what I do. I may love somebody, I may have lots of respect for somebody, and I may trust somebody, but I don't rely on them 100%. In fact, I don't rely on them at all. Maybe a few things I might rely on, simple things, but for the big things in life, like support from that's supposed to come from my own soul, I don't rely on another human for that. There are certain things that you can rely on a person, which is, simple things. Oh, I rely on you to get the groceries on time for this week. Something like that is fine. But these deeper things that we need, like emotional support, spiritual support, we can't rely too much on human beings for this, or at all, actually. Some of us may still need to rely. We may need other people until we can get to that point where we can offer it to ourselves. But once we are able to offer it to ourselves, then we don't need anybody. And that's the point of true freedom. That's the point where you feel completely free of anybody's negativity, of anybody's limitations, including your own. Because you're a human being too. You're imperfect as well. You have the same faultiness that other human beings have. And your mind may twist you around in circles when you're going through something crazy. But if you realize that you can't even rely on yourself completely when you're in that state, then you ask the question, well, what can I rely on? What is it that I can rely on then? If I can't rely on a human being, what can I rely on? Do you know what that is? It is our spiritual self. It is the spiritual consciousness that we are, that is our identity. That is what we can rely on, because that is perfect. It's 100% perfection, untainted, pure. There is nothing in it that can ever be harmful. That is what we can rely on. Now you might ask, how do we connect with that? How do we form a relationship with our spiritual self, or the spiritual consciousness that we are? How do we form a connection with that? Or how do we know the language of that? How can we listen to what it's telling us or how it's guiding us? Because if we can't rely on human beings, then we have to learn what we can rely on and how. And I will definitely go into how we can develop that connection with spiritual consciousness. But in this video, I will talk about spiritual consciousness as being what we can rely upon. In fact, that is the only thing that we can rely upon 100% of the time. Because spiritual consciousness, as I said, is utter perfection. It's untainted, pure, unconditional. It will never leave us. It will never betray us. It will never lie to us. It is always helping us and always guiding us and always there to support us. And that is what we can rely upon. So if you are relying upon people right now, you're in for some negative experiences coming your way, because no matter who it is, it could be the love of your life, it could be your child, it could be your parent, it could be your most closest friend. I mean, anybody that you might think would be there for you no matter what. They will let you down at some point, and you will have to face the fact that you cannot rely upon them. And so it's better to recognize that and understand that and accept that before you are faced with that type of experience in the moment where it hurts, and to be able to, to be going through something like that is so painful, to go through that. And so to be able to see that beforehand and accept and acknowledge and understand that beforehand, when that situation does arise in your life, you're not going to be hurting as much, because you're already going to be expecting it. You're already going to be aware of it. Your mind's already going to understand it. So when it happens, it won't shock you. It won't traumatize you. So I hope this video was helpful. Let me know in the comments. I will definitely be talking more about how we can develop a connection with spirit, with spiritual consciousness, that we are. That is what we are. Our body, our mind, and emotions are just tools we use to live in this world. It's not who we are. We are the spiritual consciousness. But in order for us to know that, there is a process in order for us to be able to fully live through our spiritual self, through who we actually are. Well, I hope this video was helpful, and I'm excited to continue this with you guys and talking about spiritual consciousness and these topics that may be of help to you. It's really, truly my passion to share these things. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here. Much love. Bye.